On your nervous system regulation and somatic healing journey, you may have encountered the story of this guy Pavlov and his dogs. You hear about these Pavlov's dogs, and what are they doing? He's ringing a bell, they're salivating. I'm here to clear all that up and tell you the story. And then I want to tell you how Pavlov's conditioning actually with his dogs is actually the same thing that happens with most neuroplastic conditions like chronic pain or panic. So my name is Healing Wolf. I'm a professional chronic pain, anxiety, trauma, panic attack, migraine, fibromyalgia, obesity, recovery coach. I deal with all kinds of neuroplastic conditions. And my work is to transform your unconscious mind so you can move through the jungles of recovery back to a full and vibrant life with a mind that works for you, with a mind that processes information in a way that allows you to always move forward without an overprotective reaction from your unconscious mind or your nervous system. So Pavlov, who's Pavlov? Ivan Pavlov. He was a researcher and a primitive one at that, but he proved that this conditioning, classical conditioning, exists. He had these dogs and he hooked them up, and it was a little bit cruel because he would ring the bell and then he would feed them. He'd give them some food. So he'd kind of starve them ahead of time so they'd be super hungry. He'd ring the bell, give them some food. Ring the bell, give them some food. Over time, ring the bell and no food. And what he did was he rigged up a saliva measuring mechanism. And I'm not going to get into how he measured it, but he showed that when he did the ring the bell, food, dog's mouth would salivate. But over time, ring the bell was all that was necessary to get the dog's mouth to salivate. So think about chronic pain in this way. You have you bend over, and then your body is moving over. Then you feel a sensation of pain, and then you get a fear. And the fear is almost like the saliva that comes in, right? And then the fear causes more pain. So you can condition to the point where all you have to do is bend over. It's like ringing the bell, and you get that pain and fear. But maybe the first time you bent over, you actually pulled something, you pulled a muscle, you hurt yourself. That conditioned you instantly with 1 or 2 repetitions that, oh, that body position is a threat to unconscious mind. So bend over, get pain, get fear, get more pain. It's a little more complex than Pavlov, but let's look at it this way. Anxiety. You walk into a crowded classroom and you see someone looking at you and laughing, and you feel this anxiety come up. You feel embarrassed because this event has happened, or maybe you trip when you're walking into the room. Next time, all you need to do, your mind starts to look at that because there's some fear around it. There's fear of the sensation. Your mind wires up to think that that's threatening, walking into a room of people. So suddenly you're walking into a room of people and you get anxiety. But there's no real danger there. It's just you felt a little embarrassed. You felt like somebody was laughing at you. You didn't like the feeling. You felt uncomfortable. And then mind took that feeling, that you were afraid of that feeling, you didn't like the feeling, your aversion or dislike to that feeling, wired it up just like Pavlov's dogs with the saliva, only you get anxiety instead of saliva, you get fear instead of saliva, you get chronic pain instead of saliva. So you can see how this classical conditioning works. And to unwind that, there are many processes, but the basic process is always the same. But before I talk about that, and then I'm also going to tell you about how I unwired some of my panic attacks with the trigger of lying down at night. I'd love it if you subscribe to this channel right now, ring the bell, give me a thumbs up, and drop a comment if you've encountered conditioning that's given you sensations. So how do we unwind this conditioning so that we can do any movement we want to do and we're not going to get the pain and the fear and the chronic pain? We need to move through the process by communicating to our unconscious mind, even if we're using our conscious mind, that we're okay through the whole process, through the stimulus. The stimulus is like the bell. So, or you could call it the trigger, either way. So when you bend over and you have that sensation of pain, what you need to begin doing is bending over and then being okay with whatever pain follows and not being afraid of it. That breaks the loop because you're not afraid of it. It's not really a threat. It's just a sensation. It's just there. You talk yourself through it. You say, I got checked out at the doctor. I know that my back might have some wrinkles, but in the inside on my MRI, but overall I'm okay. I'm all right to bend over. Doctor said I could exercise, do what I want. And that pain will diminish as you do that movement because your brain's going to learn that movement is safe, especially if you do it in a lighthearted way and you're positive feeling. So in my own journey, I had a bad panic attack and I was laying down and my brain got triggered up to having this reaction to laying down, not a bell like a Pavlov's dog, but put my head on the pillow, I would get a panic attack. And then I was afraid of the panic attack and it made more panic attack. So I established this trigger, this classical conditioning where head on pillow meant panic attack. So how fun is that? It was a lot of fun, right? How did I unwind that? I would have to summon my courage, summon my strength, summon my curiosity, and lie down and say, bring it on. Now, this is paradoxical intention, which I talk about in another video, but I would say, let's dance. I would use those words, 2 words, let's dance, and let the sensations come. Let them come. It's okay. Head on pillow, let the sensations come, flood over me, do your worst, do whatever you want. And over time, my mind realized, oh, head on pillow is okay, nothing bad happened. He welcomed the sensations. I was trying to protect him from this terrible thing. There was no terrible thing. It was just conditioning, just a trigger. So that's how it worked for me. I got better. My clients get better. I use processes to accelerate this transformation of your mind, to clear triggers, to clear traumas, and to move you forward on your healing journey. So if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, head to healingwolfcoaching.com. I also have a newsletter you can sign up for. You get a free somatic meditation called The Rose Teaches the Thorns How to Pray. It's pretty amazing. It really helped me a lot on my journey. So go get it. Enjoy it. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think of it. And I've got more videos here and a subscribe link. So keep roaring forward. Keep ringing the bell and being cool with the saliva. Keep putting your head on the pillow and being all right with the sensations until the only sensation you get is peace.